Hi everyone, welcome to day 10 of Web Development Basics. Also, our final class. Today we are going to be looking at icons, navigation bar, CSS, display, position, and external CSS. So starting with icons. I said earlier that our icons are gotten from Font Awesome. So now this is how the code, when we finally go back into, will be. But let me take you through the process so it's easier. So when you search on Font Awesome on Google, this is what you'll see. Can either start for free or you pay using Pro. Pro is about 99 per year. Click start for free, sign up, put your email where you ask to put email. Later create your password and the rest. And once you're through with that and you've signed in, just go straight to icons. Yeah, so that's sorry, close. Network is horrible today. Okay, and that's another one. Okay, I guess I just wait for it. Yeah, and another thing, you can't use Font Awesome in this way that I'm showing you without the internet. If you have poor network or anything, it's not going to work. So if you want to use it directly, then just download it. Just you can go to docs or support for that. Well, I'm going to show how to use it live because of our phone users. So when you come here, this sort of icons, they are in the paid version. So if you are paid for it, you will see them. So, but this one's are in the free version. So to use any one of them, just select it and wait for it to load. Yeah. So as you've selected the icon, you come here, you click, it will have already copied for you. You come here, you paste it in your HTML code that's within the body, save. Now if I run this page, you see this once, or you will see everything. Or that's because I've done something. Meanwhile, if you do the same thing without doing the final step or the first step, depending on you, you won't see these icons on your page. Okay. So how do you get the icons to show on your page? Since you've signed in, just go straight. You click that. Click this. Go straight to Kits. Select this. Let's select your kit. And now here you see a code. Don't change anything. Just click copy kit code. Once you selected that, come in between your head tags. Just paste it there. Everything. And that's what will help the font icons to show on your page. Now note with the font icons getting like coming directly from Font Awesome, your page will load slower than before because it has to get it from Font Awesome before your page loads. Yeah. So that's that. Now we are going to navigation, and we are navigating using links. Sorry, obviously using links, but we are navigating using lists items, ordered list, ordered list, anyone you prefer. So first things first, what do we do? First thing, we know how to do this, but we've not done it using lists. So first thing, we are removing the underline. Moving the underline, so the text decoration on none. Now if we refresh that, you see that it is no longer showing. Let's save and test it out. Sorry, the underline is no longer showing. Now, but look at this. Bullets are showing. It's not starting at the edge, despite the fact that all other things are starting by the edge. It's not looking different from any other thing here. So what do we do? First, let's remove the bullets. So since I'm using unordered list, I just write UL to remove the space. I specify the margin should be 0, padding should be 0. Then yesterday we were looking at list style type, and we're specifying whether it's Roman, whether it's A, whether it's square. Now we're going to use it to specify that there should be no bullet at all. So we just click, we just type none, save it, and let's see what happens now. Now this was necessary because the default setting, especially when it's a list, it gives space and shifts and puts a padding around it. Space, it puts margin, it puts padding. It will never start from the beginning because that's how lists are specified. So now let's do something a bit more. Let's go back into our UL. Sorry, not UL. This. Let's specify display block. It will be explained in the next topic we're going to look at. Display block. Then we can also specify the width. How wide do we want it to be? We make it 300. Now, background color. We want it to be different from everything else on that page, don't we? So we say gray. Oh, okay. So let's save. Come here. We run. Again, font awesome. Yeah, so that's that. And also, I think for this class, let's just continue with, look at my address book anyway. So I've put it there. If we click this, it's going to take us to those pages. And if you look at it, when you hover around it, it gives you the address of the page that if you click it to go to. Okay. All right. Now let's do a bit more. Yesterday we learned what to do when it hovers, right? So let's specify that when it hovers, let it turn black. Sorry, tab, background color, black. text color white. Save. Look at what happens when I hover each and every one of them. Now we want to do something that's such that when I put home for this current page, such that when it's on home, it kind of specifies in a way, like it looks different, just like when on this page. Sorry, let me open in a new tab. Let's see how long it takes. But when this one finally finished loading, whenever we're on icons, if you look at their own navigation bar, icons seems to stand out from the rest of them. Like look at this. I look at how the remaining are standing. So I want to do something like that for our home, like what I've specified to be home. So here I removed the HTML because there's no point, it's going to just stay on that page. So I removed the HTML and put current, then also I added a class to it. Is that class we are going to use to work on it, to be specific. So let's go back to our CSS coding. So we have LA hover. Now I want to talk about the active class and how do we call a class using dots. So active, and do this. Okay. Once it's active, we want the background color to just be black. Yes, I know it does the same thing when it's over, but we're going to make changes to counter that. I want the background color to be black and I want it to be white. Okay. Now we're going to make changes to our hover. This extra line of code simply means that once the list item it is hovering over doesn't have a class name active, then it should specify that background should be black, the rest should be white. Yeah. So let's save and test it out. Let's come here. Yeah, so this is it previously. Let's refresh. Oh, Font Awesome is faster this time, thank God. So you see, we've said what it says on currently should just be like this, which is a current page. Meanwhile, for the rest, once you hover over them, they change. So that's that for that. But we can do more. We can add borders. Excuse me. We can put all the text in the center. So let's do that. Then before we change it to a horizontal one, because if you notice in most pages, the navigation bar doesn't appear here and not vertically, it goes horizontally. The next one will be here, the next one will be here, same line. Okay, so but let's put border and the rest. We already know how to put border, but where do we put the border this time? Under UL. Let me just put green so that it will stand out. Very yellow. And this is just specifying that all list items. I'm not treating them as text now, sorry, as links now, but just specifying that link all list items should be specified, should be aligned to the center, sorry. Center semicolon. Then we want our borders bottom, so have this for the list item. So let's see what our changes have affected. Refresh. Okay, there we go. The centered it has put a yellow border around it. This is why we picked UL, because like as you see these lines, the way they are, it's just simply saying, or what is just simply telling us, if we look closely, is like every one of them have their own mini border. In this case, they're just having a border bottom. That's why it was specified here. So this entire thing, remember when we write UL first, then the LI. So we specify that the UL itself should have a border. That's the yellow border we are saying. Then we specified LI, the list items, the bottom of each list should be black. That's what we're saying here. So now I want to remove the bottom of the black one, of the black one, of the last one. May or may not do it, but it's just like if you look very well, we are saying the black and yellow obvious here. So just to remove that. The last child, double curly brackets, tab, border button, none. This is just going to remove the border for the test CSS. That's this one. Sorry, not that one. This one. I'm just going to remove the border for it. So I believe I've saved. So now is the thing I was saying I have issue with that. So let's refresh. Oh, still loading. Font awesome. Come on. Is it my network this time? Ah, dear Lord. Yes. Guess what awesome has issues on my network interrupted. If you check here, I'm just going to use this. Check here, you see there's none of that there again. I'm not having any of that. So let's work on making it horizontal. I started with the vertical one because that's basically how you see it appearing once you start. So instead of going straight to changing it to horizontal, I had to let you understand the process behind it. Okay, so I have an LI, I believe. I have an LI alone. As the last child, thank you very much. Okay. So first let's float you left. first, let's go to our UL. Yeah, type is still none. Remove padding. So, for heating. Alright, let's run it. Let's save and run. Sorry. Okay. Yep, and that's it. Now, what do we have to do? We have to put padding. We have to put padding so they are not looking like this. And also to make it easier, we might remove this. But first, let's put padding so there's space in between all of them. Where's LIA? There's the list items found here. Okay. Padding. I just need padding alone. Okay. Padding pixels, top and left. Sorry. Top and bottom. 16. Left and right. Save. Let's check if it does anything for us. Yep, consider as font awesome that's delaying us, waiting for kids font awesome. Dear Lord. Okay, while we're waiting for font awesome, let me just recheck my code. Okay. It finally loaded. Okay, what did it do now? Yeah, no. Let me make changes. I just removed the weight. Let's see if that makes all the changes. Yeah, and basically, there we go. Home, that, that. That's our navigation page. Obviously, if you want to use a navigation bar, you put it first. Not our font awesome here, but for example, we can see why it's there. So that's all there is to that. The links work, because I believe they do. Yeah, there we go. Text. Yeah, there we go. So, yay, we are done with that. Next up, what do we have? Done navigation, CSS display. No, it's not difficult. It's just, and we've already used it, so it's not much. So I think we've used the word. Okay, yeah. So what does display exactly do? It specifies how an item should be displayed. Now all items, whether it's div, whether it's ILI, whether it's span, they all have a way they should display. And items we call block items or block elements, they always start on a new line and they take the entire thing. Like they take the entire width available left to right as far as it counts. Unless maybe where is it? Unless this, that's why I specified block, because they take from beginning to the end. Now, this will only not show to the end if I had put something else here and specified that that thing should be here and it should not move. So that's the use of block elements. Some other elements are called inline, like our span, our A for links, and our image. Now display, we apart from display block, we have inline. Then an interesting one we have is display none. Display none basically just like don't show anything on the page, but it is there. Like it's existing on the page you've created here, but don't show it on the page. And most of the time when we use scripts, when we add script to our HTML like this, you see the effects, but you don't see this showing. So this one has a default display none. Now sometimes you can override the value, like you can make something that is inline block and something that block inline. Like li typically is not really for what they call, it's not really supposed to be block on its own the way it is, but we have specified that it should be block. So basically that's all block does. So that's just all there is to CSS display. You can have block, you can have inline, and you can have hidden. Hidden doesn't show anything. Sorry, not hidden, like it's hidden, but the display that is you write down, it's none. So we put hidden into none. And most HTML, most CSS elements, CSS plus HTML, have their default. Like image, like I said earlier, image, span, they work line based only. They don't take the entire distance, unlike block. So that's all there is to it. And you can also hide an element using display or visibility, but we're not going into that. Let me delete this. I'm not delete, let me copy. Class notes. Okay, where's the star? Yeah. Yep. So next, what do we have next? We have position, then external CSS. So in other words, we're almost through. I don't know if I explained floats. Did I use float? Yes, float. Float, as text aligns all text to the center. Float moves all items to the left. In this case, left because I specified left. If I specified right, all of them, you see that they will be closer to this. Like you see, they are not in the center. If I go right, save. Yeah. We wait for font awesome as usual. Yeah, but they go there. Now position. Yeah, look at them. Well, Position specifies the type of positioning property, especially when you have multiple things on your web page. Now, the most common, we have five. We have, where do I write it? We have five terms of position. Like I said, position specifies how the element, when we say div, span, all of them in summary are called element. They are just different types of elements. So position specifies how it appears. Is it going to be just fixed no matter what, it doesn't change? Or is it going to be moving in relative to something else? So position has five different values. They are static, yeah, thank you. Static, relative, fixed, absolute, and sticky. The most common ones I've seen people use, or even myself, is relative and absolute. Now for static, most items are positioned static by default. So we're going to have five. We're going to have five divs. We're going to have five divs, and we're going to use it to display position before we get into HTML. I said HTML. Get into external CSS. 1, 2, let's go. Copy, paste, paste. Okay. So these are div. So let's start class plus static tab. All right. Oh, let's go all the way up. So div static curly bracket position. Oh, static obviously. Border APX. Let's go with dotted. red. Save. Yeah, so basically this is it. This is the normal way a div appears. It has margin, a little bit of it, top and bottom. Well, nothing special happened. So let's go into the next one. Relative. Wait, so relative the next one. Check. Yeah, that's relative. Yeah, let's copy basically. Just making some little changes. Tab. Save. When an item has a position, what? Relative. So when the item has a position relative, it's positioned relative to its default or normal state. Let's go up. Copy, paste. Oh, that's true. I didn't change the class. I have to change that. Oh, position relative and which other color is there? I put brown. No, I didn't change the class when I was writing the relative one. I didn't specify class, so relative. Okay, save. Let's see what happens. I use dotted for that one. Yeah, let's just see what happens. Doesn't matter now. Oh, font also. Hold on. There's a problem somewhere. Yeah, that's it. This is relative. Got the spelling right. What happened to it? Good. So what's wrong? Give the spacing, but hold on. Yeah, sorry. And relative to this, I'm supposed to specify the position per se. I said relative to its previous position. So left. The problem when I go somewhere and fix it. So found the problem. So I like this pointers. Okay. Found the problem. It's not a serious problem, but it's just carelessness. So start creating the right div. I use this one, so there's no miracle I'm going to use to make it work. So div. So let's cut this out. X. Now it should work. That just shows you how a tiny problem can affect your code. So let's save. We've saved. Let's refresh it. Made it yellow. Specify that it should be to the left of how it should usually appear. Let's work with it. Yep. So there we go. So usually be like this, but now it appears like this. Let's go on to the next one. We have just 3 more to go. Sorry. Yeah. Well, wait, fixed. Okay. Class first fixed. Oh, okay. Fixed. And copy this. This is a long information to type. Tab. Yeah. Okay. Now what does fixed do exactly? Fixed stays in the same place even when the page is scrolled. So when an element has a position fixed, like when you're moving on some sites, most of the navigation bars are fixed, and also some of the things we call footers, the part where they will have copyright and all that. You see, if you check, you will notice that no matter how many times you scroll up and down, those ones remain the same. So div fixed tab position fixed button right width then border as usual 300 then border Which other thing? Okay, fix wage Ryan. Okay, let's save. Before we run, let's check that we don't have those same programs. Div class relative, close div. Okay. Alright, let's see what we have. Okay. What is the issue this time? Okay. That. Okay. Did we say that? I don't know why my border is not showing, but basically, did we see that this is here and we are not getting to the end of the second one yet, but this one gets inside here. This one, just watch it. It stays in the same place. So which mistake have I made this time? Oh god, making so many mistakes today. Anyway, let's go to the next one. Yeah, the mistake was I wrote it like this and stuff like this. Div. Next one we're looking at is absolute. So let me quickly write the code first. Okay. So this one functions almost like fixed, but this one, instead of changing to based on how you move your page or how you scroll, this one focuses on its closest ancestor. So basically it moves based on how the div closest or whichever element is closest to it operates. Okay, so position absolute, thank you. Specify your top 60. Specify your right should be 0. Wait, let's make it smaller. Let's go 100. 150. 100 should be fine. Right. Let's now make it 200. Then last but not least, border. Let's go solid 3 pixels. Thank you. Save. Come here and write it. Div plus equals to absolute. Oh, sorry. Control V. And assign as the position absolute. Yeah, save. Now, let's hope I didn't make any mistake this one. But shift interesting. Yeah, so basically that's our the last one. I specified that the height should be 100, width should be 100, height 200. Let me change it so it looks neater. Height should be 200, height, let's make it 80. Yeah, basically. Yeah, so basically, who is this predecessor? This one right here. So top of it, kind of in the other one space, but yeah. So let's go to the last one. Remember, I didn't specify the height for this one, so is that the last one? No, I believe we have one. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, last one, sticky. Sticky functions interestingly. This one I won't talk, I'll just let you say it. Now notice that some of these positions are similar, but they're actually different depending on how you use them. So let me just write the code for sticky. This is a normal position. Sorry, position. Sticky. For Mac users, because they have to use Safari, the second code is for them. WebKit -sticky. Oh, and I'm about to introduce you to something at the same time. You know how we have comments in, we have comments in HTML, we also have it in CSS. And this is how they work. Safari. Yeah, that's how they work. I'm saying I get the code right. WebKit -sticky. Okay. And make the end. Put it on top while I continue with this one. Trophy. Okay. Let's give it a top 0. Background color. Yeah, let's make it green. It's going to be doing things, so let's make it green. Border. Let's play with hex code. Yep. Yeah, semicolon. Oh, I love the top without semicolon again. Phew, 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 phew. Where am I? Fixed, absolute, sticky. Tab, Ctrl C. Well, let's hope I didn't make any mistake in this one. I'm making too many mistakes today. Alright, that's right. Let's run it and see what happens. Okay. Anyway, okay, sure. Great, what's the error this time? Anyway, blah 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 blah. Let's see if you're the one that's stopping my code today. Okay, we already have one overlining. Okay, what is the issue now? Oh dear Lord, so many mistakes. So here was the mistake I made. I just typed is equals to sticky, I didn't put class. Yeah. So that's wrong. Okay. So basically this is it, but doesn't yet achieve what I want. So let's go and borrow some text. Power of literature review. I click copy. Tab. Yep. Okay. Now let me go back and find my code. Okay. Let's save. Okay. Are we seeing sticky in action? Okay. That's what sticky does. Like right now you won't see sticky in action. What sticky does is once it gets to the top and you keep scrolling, you don't the remaining things that happen, it will just be there. So it's better saying in this one when I make it smaller, because then it gets to the top, and because I've put top is equals to 0, it stays there. And if you noticed, 1, 2, 3 disappear. I believe that's absolute, no, that's static fixed. Then that should be relative. Which one did I make black again? Yeah, static, relative, then I believe absolute disappeared. But look at sticky on this one. Sticky is just going to keep staying at the top till you scroll down back. So that's what sticky does. So let's explain. When an element has a position sticky, once it gets to its spot, it's fixed spot. Enter now. In this case, top of page. stays there till you scroll down back. So that's what sticky note does. And finally, going to the very last thing we are looking at, external CSS. Now this one makes your work extremely easy, per se. All right. So using internal CSS, all our code has been here, right? Start from there all the way to the very first one, right? And for those people that have been using JSBin, you notice that instead of putting your code in HTML and expecting it to run, we just copied from here and wrote all our CSS in the other tab. That's kind of how external CSS works. So just create a new one. All this code, copy everything. Don't miss one. Control C. Come here, save. How do I save that? Style. Now, what have we been doing in CSS? And we've called it style cascading sheet. If you're using this kind of notepad or you're using a text editor, maybe when you go here, you should be able to come here, look for, that's what they call it, cascade style sheet file. So basically just .css. Once you finish, give name .css, save all your CSS there. Now here we have to do something. Up here where we have at the beginning of the head tag, we have to specify, you know, the way we did for font awesome, where we said we have to get the script tag. So to call an external CSS, we do something similar, but not script. This we do link rel is equals to style sheets, cascading style sheets. And this is for those people with, what they call, with laptops. Is equals to, sorry, that's type. Making so many mistakes today. Type is equals to text slash CSS. And href is equals to, what did I call it? Style.css. Style.css. Okay. And we close it. Now, remember that's what happened. This is our last page. This is when we had the internal CSS there. Let's delete it. Save. I don't want to refresh, so it's not be as if we didn't do anything. So we're just going to open a new one. Run Chrome. And we're getting the same thing. Why? We are basically linked, and the code is functioning the same way. Basically, we have linked this HTML to our CSS code. And it makes it very easy. Now look at what happens when I remove it. Control X. Come here, refresh. Yeah, we are on our own. We are basically on our own. Nothing is there. All the text decoration, everything is back to normal here. So, and that's the end of our CSS class. Assignment. Oh, today I don't know why I made so many mistakes. And also it makes it easier, but please do it after you're through your internal CSS. So you're not going in between one page or the other trying to fix problem if you're having issues with the code. Okay, so let's go down before that drama there. Assignment. Obviously we're going to have a navigation tag. If you want to make the horizontal one, you want to leave it vertical, totally up to you. But it should look nice. That means if you want it to be to the left, let it be to the left. Want it to be to the right, let it be to the right. You saw that I put padding when they were too close to each other. You can always do the same. Create a navigation bar. Make use of over and active state. When I mean active states, I mean like when you're on that page, it should stay still, like how it does for my home currently. Yeah, let me refresh it. Yep, when it's on this page, it stays still. So I want to see something like this. Okay, make use of over, make use of active. I know on a normal day our active comes up when we click it. I'm not asking for that one. I'm asking that it should show that to the user you are currently on this page. Make use of what I call active, calling it active page, so you know what that is. Use two font awesome icons. I'm not going to add that stress for you not to know how to use font awesome. Alright, that's in the window. Okay, display you're going to make use of it in your what they call navigation, whether you like it or not. Laptop users, use external CSS. Remember I said once you finish using internal, then convert it to external. At least for now when you're getting used to it. Use external CSS. I want to see the code of your. I want to see your CSS code. That's after you've put it into external CSS format. Which other thing? Display, you use it. Position. Okay, make use of two position. So this is the assignment. Continue the rest discussions in class. All the best. Have a great day. Bye.